So there's this mysterious visitor that just swung by our cosmic neighborhood. It's called 3i/Atlas, and believe me, it's raising some, well, truly extraordinary questions. And the biggest question it brings with it is, well, it's a wild one. Is there an alien engine revving in our solar system? I know, it sounds like science fiction, right? But to understand why some very serious scientists are even asking this, we've got to go back to the beginning. Okay, so first things first, let's meet our guest of honor. This is 3i/Atlas. And you need to understand, this is a huge deal. Why? Because it's only the third known interstellar object we've ever seen. I mean, a visitor from a whole other star system, just passing through our neck of the woods. That alone makes it incredibly, incredibly rare. And this is where the plot really thickens. A Harvard astrophysicist named Avi Loeb enters the picture. As he's tracking this thing, he notices something's not right. The object isn't moving the way it's supposed to. It's like there's some kind of unseen push. Now, that push has a fancy scientific name, non-gravitational acceleration. But all it really means is that this object is moving in a way that the pull of our sun's gravity just can't explain. Something else is giving it a nudge. Gravity alone doesn't account for its path. Think about it like this. The expected path for any object flying past the sun should be this clean, predictable curve, right? All dictated by gravity. But that's not what we saw. What we actually observed was different. 3i/Atlas was drifting off that path, almost like something was gently but constantly pushing it away from the sun. So what in the world could be causing this push? Well, Avi Loeb himself put it pretty bluntly. He said, there was some propulsion that moved it away from its original trajectory. And that one word, propulsion, well, that's where things get really interesting and really controversial. But believe me, the mystery doesn't stop there. This weird, unexpected push, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the strange clues surrounding 3i/ATLS. You see, Loeb has put together a whole case file of oddities. For one, it doesn't have a traditional comet's tail. That's weird, because that push is usually caused by the very stuff that makes a tail. Then it registered this strange blue color when it got near the sun, not something you'd expect from a simple icy rock. It also had some unusual chemical signatures, like it was missing the water vapor we'd expect to see. And here's the real kicker. It's getting that push without losing a ton of mass. A normal comet would be shedding material like crazy to get that kind of acceleration. So you take any one of these clues on its own, and it's strange. But you put them all together, you get a picture that just doesn't look like a normal comet. And just so you have a sense of scale, we're not talking about some little pebble here. This thing is roughly the size of the footprint of Manhattan. Let that sink in. This is a massive visitor, a true behemoth from another star. So, okay, we've got this huge, weird object that's acting strange. So how do scientists explain it? Well, this gets us to the heart of the debate. Is 3i/Atlas just a really, really weird comet, or is it something else entirely? All right, let's break down the two sides of the argument. You've got the extra push, right? Loeb's theory, artificial propulsion, an engine. The more conventional theory, it's just the recoil from melting ice, maybe something like nitrogen ice that wouldn't make a big visible tail. Then there's that strange blue color. Loeb speculates, could it be an artificial light source? The other side says no, that's just the signature of ionized carbon monoxide, something we see on comets. And the missing tail? Loeb's answer is pretty simple. Maybe it's not a comet. But the mainstream view is that it's just a strange type of comet where the outgassing is hard to see. So for every single anomaly, you've got two completely different ways of looking at it. Now, it's really important to be clear about the mainstream scientific consensus here. NASA's official position is that 3i/Atlas is a harmless, though definitely unusual comet. End of story. But maybe not for everyone. So, where do we go from here? Well, our visitor isn't exactly hanging around for a chat. It's already on its way out of our solar system. But the debate it kicked off, oh, that is far from over. This was really just a flyby. A camera on a Mars orbiter actually snapped some pictures back on October 2nd, images that Loeb is really pushing for NASA to release to the public. The object got as close as it was going to get to Earth in late December, which was still a whopping 170 million miles away. And by January, it's gone, leaving our solar system for good. Our chance to get a good look at it is basically over. And this really brings us back to Avi Loeb's whole point, which he put perfectly. When you have a visitor to your backyard, you better know its nature, you know?
He's basically saying we can't just default to the most obvious, maybe most boring explanation. We have a duty to investigate this thing thoroughly.
And so that leaves us all with a pretty big question to chew on. When a mysterious stranger shows up in our cosmic backyard, do we just stick with the safest, most likely explanation? Or do we prepare ourselves for the possibility of something extraordinary?